Racing around the Hungary ring can always be fun. You can always get some great racing. When it comes to storylines, you can always get first-time winners and lots of entertainment on our route there. However, when you've got a home hero starting on pole position, you are destined for a great story. But then you've got the rest of the field trying to deny him. Welcome to the GB3 Championship here in Budapest. We are all set and ready to go for race 1 of the weekend. Welcome everyone up here to the commentary box. My name is Omi. A pleasure to have your company. We are underway for the formation lap, and it is Martin Molnar who starts on pole position as he chases victory. And what a special moment this could be for the Hungarian driver on home turf. But we've got some rapid customers in behind, including the likes of Deegan Fairclough and Nikita Bedrin. Nikita Bedrin, a driver who has won here around this circuit in Formula 3. Let's run you through the starting grid then. Martin Molnar starts on pole position. Alongside him is Deegan Fairclough, the high-tech man. Then we find ourselves in third, going the way of Nikita Bedrin. Lucas Flusha starts alongside him in P4 for JBMotorsports. Then P5 is Flynn Jacks, next to Rowan Campbell-Pilling, who is in P6 in the number 8 JBMotorsports car. Then on row number 4, it's going to be one of our winners from earlier on this season, Abby Pulling, and she goes alongside Peter, who starts in 8th. Maxim Rem in 9th, another one of our contenders from earlier on in the campaign, and he starts alongside Lee. And then we find ourselves with Jacob, alongside Aurelia Nobles. Great job from her to be higher up to what she usually has found herself so far this season. Directly in behind is Dante Vinci in 13th, and Rodrigo Gonzalez starts in 14th position. 15th on the grid goes to Ricardo Baptista, next to Patrico Gonzalez, the second, of course, of the Gonzalez brothers. Then it is Fu starting next to Lewis Gilbert. They are 17th and 18th. And in last place, we are going to be seeing Leon Wilson, and it's going to be a very, very interesting run coming down to turn number 1. So Leon Wilson starting 19th and last. Are we going to see Martin Molnar, I should say, hang on to the advantage at the front, or is anyone going to be able to get the jump? Overtaking around this circuit can be quite tricky, so getting the job done on the opening lap can be quite important, and then from there, you can definitely try and defend and work on things. So that's definitely going to be one of the aims, as we will continue to make our way through. Thank you very much for choosing to join us here in the GB3 Championship. I know there is a lot of racing on, so to have your company here at this specific time with everything that's on is an absolute pleasure. Let's hope we can entertain you with an absolutely brilliant race. If you haven't joined us so far this season, then it has been a great campaign full of incredible race winners. So far, Nikita Bedrin, of course, has taken a win. Jin Nakamura's taken a win. Abby Pulling's taken a win. Those are the 3 winners that we've seen so far. Martin Molnar had a great start at Silverstone Circuit. Race 1, got the launch off the line, had the lead, and then lost chances from there. But are we now going to be getting Martin Molnar taking his first win of the campaign, and is he going to be able to do it on home soil? Great to see everyone all waiting as the 5 red lights go out and GB3 goes racing in Budapest, and it's a perfect reaction time for Deegan Fairclough. He goes hunting off the line and he tries to get past the home hero. Good slipstream as well, incoming for Nikita Bedrin. 3 wide into turn 1, Deegan Fairclough takes the lead. Are they all going to be able to get through? It was very, very close as they try rotate their way by, but it's Fairclough who turns second on the grid to P1 in towards turn 2. As we see, Molnar trying to fight back. We know how important the opening lap can be in Budapest, and he's trying to immediately go to work. As sliding in the background, that is Flynn Jacks in the Elite Motorsport car. He was involved in a 3-wide moment into the first turn, but at the front, Molnar still not done yet, looking for the outside line into turn 4, but there is no route through. It's single file through there, and it's Deegan Fairclough who has the lead. Great opening lap for him, and immediately answering our question as to would he be able to go on a charge. Well, he absolutely did, but he is still being chased by other drivers in the field right now. Fairclough, then Molnar, Bedrin with a good launch as well, and he's now trying to take, he's trying to find a place to make a move as well, and then you've got the Rodin car of Maxim Rem, who has gained a couple of places off the line. Great getaway for him. Absolutely incredible stuff as they make their way through now towards the end of the opening lap. And it's a bit of an advantage for Deegan Fairclough. He'll be very delighted with that. as we rotate our way through the final few corners now on this circuit and get ready for a blast all the way down towards the final corner and then turn number 1. Who is going to be able to get the jump? Who is going to be able to get the launch? Let's find out as we come over the line and down towards the first corner. Fairclough having a good advantage so far. All eyes to Bedrin as he looks to try and make a send, but no one being able to go for a move. That is a big lockup coming in. That is from Flynn Jacks in the number 18 Elite Motorsport car. So, not all comfortable for him there, as he tries to make his way through, but the drivers just settling themselves in towards this race. This is going to be a special moment for Deegan Fairclough, of course, a second-year driver in this championship, and as he is a second-year driver, he very much is going to be with all eyes to the crown. It's been an okay start. He's definitely had glimpses of being nearer to the front, but races have fell away from him so far this campaign, but today he'll hope that this is the day where he can remain at the front of the field. If you are synced up with us right now and taking a look at the world feed pictures, the live timings, ignore that. It is not Max and Rem in the lead. That is slightly incorrect as it stands. I can assure you that it is Deegan Fairclough, who has P1 at the moment. So it's Fairclough, then Molnar, then it is going to be Nikita Bedrin. That's the order. So the order that you can see on your screen right now through our JBM stream, that is actually the order that the race is running in right now, not what the world feed pictures are displaying. So, the drivers now just beginning to get settled in to this contest. And we will now find ourselves just preparing for a run down towards the first corner. Nikita Bedrin with a good exit out of the final turn. Fairclough looking to try pull away. Bedrin going to chase. This is going to be for second place in the race. If he can get there to the inside line. Nikita Bedrin having a look as he tries to get past Martin Molnar. Molnar was forced to the defensive line. Is that going to leave himself vulnerable down towards turn 2? Is there a chance for Bedrin to go for it again? The answer is no at the moment. So hanging on to second place is Molnar, the Hungarian. And he'll be delighted with that one as we send it uphill to turn number 4. The high-speed turns of 4. Of course, the dirty air in these machines, by the way, it's still existent. Not as bad as Formula 1, but still exists. You've got a much more simpler aero package of a car. You've got a car that looks very attacky, doesn't it? I was, of course, seeing it last year, and they further developed it and further upgraded it. So it's a further optimized car coming into this year from last year, which means that we're breaking lap records with ease. We're smashing it on literally the Thursday, which Thursday is the collective test day, where the teams and drivers do quite a lot of practice. So in those days, they're immediately smashing some of the pole position lap records around these circuits, which is incredible to see. And so far this season, I've noticed, speaking with a few others, the racing just looks a lot more closer and a lot more action-packed compared to last year. Of course, if you have a dominant driver at the front, you really cannot help that. But what you can do is in the mid-pack have thrilling wheel-to-wheel action constantly, and it seems like that's basically what we're getting. Now, Nikita Bedrin's going to get a chance once again to go for second place in the race. Martin Molnar, though, throws the defensive shape, trying to go around the outside as Bedrin. This time around, he's going to get much better exit off the corner. We are heading to turn number 2, with second place in the balance. Molnar covers the inside line. He's to the middle of the road. Bedrin did not have a clear path to go, and instead he's having to wait in the wheel tracks and just wait for some form of opportunity to come his way. Could turn 4 be an option? It's always a brave part of the circuit where you've got to stick it to single file. And if you don't leave a door open, then, you know, no one else is going to be able to really go down there. We head through now the middle sector. Over now the fast and technical part of the lap, where you've got the tight chicane and then you've got these fast flowing corners that all come at the drivers very quickly. Very easy in this position to just push that little bit extra, run wide, make a mistake. Now, if whichever driver you might be in this field, the gaps aren't that big, so you're going to get punished immediately. 19 in the field, gravel being kicked up as they head through. remember, by the way, the FIA Formula Regional European Championship is also on this weekend. So we're going to be having that running later on. Looking forward to seeing how that is going to go. Okay, let's take a look at a replay. Deegan Fairclough was the one who kicked up the gravel. That's where the error came in. And that is a wide line. That is for the number 27 of Leon Wilson, who started last on the grid, is currently running in 17th in the race. But Deegan Fairclough beginning to push the margins around this circuit. He's in the lead. He's got a 2-second advantage. He's not coming under any pressure. So guess what he's doing? He's not just sitting back. He's, of course, a racing driver. He's, of course, going to try and push it in. But I'm sure there'll be the team just trying to calm him down a little bit. Because this is him on for a good result. Considering he's a driver who had so much bad luck last year over the curb. That's going to be Flynn Jackson in the background going airborne momentarily there. As he, over the curb you go. So he was offline. He went wide and that threw him into the air momentarily. It's never what you want to see. Let's cut to a battle. So this is going to be Campbell Pilling looking to try and defend from Peter. And he's going to try and go on the charge. You've also got Lee in the mix as well. Lee, one of our contenders for victory in the Silverstone race. If you remember race 3, wide. Once again, at that part of the circuit, we see wide moment coming in from one of the cars. That was Peter on that occasion. Through the final corner we go. And down towards now. So car number 18. So that's Flynn Jackson has been given a 10-second time penalty. And that is for a false start. Heartbreaking for Flynn Jackson. So we'll keep an eye. The car that's going to finish, well, is on course to finish 6th. Definitely things are going to change by then. But if he continues to move forward, he might have to drop back a couple of positions come later on. Okay, Campbell Pilling throwing the defensive shape. Completely ignored around the outside. That is a great maneuver coming in from Peter, who basically flicks the car the long way round. Battling in the background going on. So that is going to be the number 4 now, trying to defend. So that's Jacob, who's coming into this championship, filling in now and doing most of the rounds for the remainder of the year in place of Jin Nakamura, who's stepped aside to focus on his Formula 3 campaign. Formula 3, of course, racing at the British Grand Prix alongside Formula 1 and Formula 2 and also F1 Academy. And it is great to see some of the drivers who've come over from that championship into this series. And hopefully that shall continue in the future. And we continue to get more and more drivers who make their mark. And one of our title contenders and our championship favourite on the evidence of so far, Alicia Palmowski, she was in the, I guess, junior, the feeder series to this championship to some degree of GB4, basically our partner championship really. She was a runner-up in that series, got promoted up to, went to F1 Academy, F4 level, so kind of stayed at the same level, but hoping to get promoted to a championship like this hopefully in the future, so we can see how she gets on. For now though, all eyes go to the racing on this circuit here around the Hungaroring. Into turn 1. Martin Molnar will be feeling the support of the home crowd. But just currently no way through as it stands at the moment. Deegan Fairclough doing a great job of just controlling things. He's keeping the gap at 2 seconds. I think he's become static now. He knows that there's no point making a mistake. There's no point dipping a tyre into the gravel. It's just so not worth it at all. Because you've got to lend the advantage. You've got some good pace. And you've just got to try and hang on all the way through. So that's going to be so important for Deegan Fairclough, a winner a few times last season. Well, one time last season when it came to Monza. That's contact. Abby Pulling is off straight into the barrier. Big crash for her. And she was going side by side and was involved in a battle there. So that would have been with Lee directly ahead. And that is a disappointing way to end her race. And the safety car is surely going to need to be deployed. And hopefully she is okay after going straight on into the barrier. And that is not what we wanted to see at all. The safety car is understandably deployed as we cut over to dramatic shots of her going straight on And great to see there, Abby pulling out of the car. Never want to see a car going head-on straight into the barrier, but great to see that she is walking away. Let's take a look at a replay of what took place. Oh my word. Okay, so she's battling there with... that would be Campbell Pilling, and she's also there with the elite car of Flynn Jacks. So Flynn Jacks, Campbell Pilling, and Contact. She's kind of the car in the middle, and she finds herself going wide and deep. That's a disappointment. Big shame for Abby Pulling. And the safety car's deployed, and say goodbye to your margin, Deegan Fairclough. Because that's gone now. All completely wiped away, literally. As we make our way through. If anyone's wondering where Wes Mansbridge is, by the way. It's a very busy weekend. He's, of course, recording the BBC, etc. And doing all of that. He will be... Let me try to rephrase that. He will be with me later on commentary for F1 Academy if I can get words out. It's only race 2 of the day. Only race 2 of the day. We've still got plenty of races to go. If anyone remembers the Hungary weekend, it's basically that, but even harder this year. And then we're going to do the exact same at Monza later on in the year. Next week it calms down because we just have GB3 at Austria. It's a double header for this championship. From Budapest to Austria as we go racing around that circuit for the first time in the championship. Going to be very, very exciting. I'm going to ask Wes whether he's listening to the comms right now for GB3. Just making sure that my work is being consumed by him. just thought I'd pop in the message. But no, he's busy recording the BBC stuff, so we don't really expect that. So, the safety car out on the circuit, and what a shame it is for Abby Pulling. Would have had some great confidence coming off the race at Spa, where she made history to become the first driver in the GB3 Championship to take victory as a female driver. Also, of course, we had her then in race 2 be in contention, nearer to the front, but overall a weekend full of confidence. Only 2 races ran, of course, at Spa due to the weather. And when it comes to this championship as a whole, if we just look at it in its old format, the first driver since Jamie Chadwick in 2018. Well, this is the moment which saw Abby Pulling retire from the race. Disappointment. Luckily, a bunch of tyre barriers all waiting there on the scene for her to arrive. So the impact very much minimised for her, which is always great to see. As we now make our way through. Great to, of course, have a driver tracker this weekend, along with the race control messages as per normal. But let's see what we're going to get then when we go racing once again. It's going to be very fascinating. We're taking a look at a replay now. This is further back in the field. Oh, okay, so that's a problem coming in for Aurelia Nobles in the number 12. So that's her tyre is gone. Her rear tyre is gone. This is under the safety car, I would assume, so no one could overtake her. Her tyre goes at turn 1. No one could overtake her. Everyone's in a train waiting in behind. Eventually, everyone realises and then drives past. But that's a shame. Another one of our contenders eliminated. Both Abby Pulling and Aurelia Nobles. Seems like their races are not going further. Definitely for Pulling. It seems like 99% sure now for Nobles as well that their races are not going to be going past this point. And that's a big disappointment. Because Aurelia Nobles put together a very good qualifying considering the season that she's had so far. And that's the only thing you can do. Of course it wasn't a pole. Of course it wasn't anything ridiculous like that. But it was very much, by her standards and by her season so far, great to see. So they're going to now try bounce back. We've got 2 races coming up, by the way, for GB3 tomorrow. Wes is listening to my commentary. Absolutely brilliant. Incredible stuff. The work is being consumed by Wes. It's what we like to hear. But no, if you want to listen to me and Wes again, of course, next week GB3 is at Austria, but we're also commentating today for F1 Academy. And it's a historic weekend. It's one of the, I would say it's the most hyped up F1 Academy race that I've seen for a long time. I think we've had 53, if I'm going off memory correctly, 53 races we've had in the championship before. Oh, actually, no, it's 55. Today will be the 55th. We've had 54. I'm just trying to think of back to my notes, but don't worry, we'll get the notes out later, so I'll have all of that information ready. But no, I think it's definitely one of the most hyped up events. We've had all of the pop-ups, we've had all of the things that have been done. Susie Wolf's done a great job organising a lot and building big hype for this type of event, and it's all about to happen. It's about to happen later on. What's about to happen now, though, at this moment in time, is the safety car is about to come in, and we are about to go racing once again, as Martin Molnar looks for a home victory, but the driver denying him so far, Deegan Fairclough. 6.5 tenths is the margin that it was at the start of the race. Then it extended to 1 second. Then it went to 1.5. Then to about 2 seconds. Then Deegan Fairclough started running wide, making some mistakes. He toned it down a bit. It stayed at about 1.8. Everything is ignored now, and it's all about this restart. Fairclough has to nail this restart. Molnar's going to be hunting, very much so, and is going to be looking to try and win this race. He came under increasing pressure from Bedrin in the early parts of it, but now he's going to regroup and go again. There's not going to be long remaining when it comes to this contest, so it's all about pushing as hard as you can at this moment in time. So what type of contest are we going to get? We've got 6 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock to go. I added it to OBS. For some reason, it's not there right now. So that's a shame. But yes, we've only got 6 minutes 30 seconds. I'll make sure I add that as soon as I can. But for now, we're going to focus in on this restart. The green flag is about to fly once again. And in the GB3 Championship, partnered by the BRDC, race number 1 of the weekend is about to resume. Fairclough leading ahead of Molnar. Out of the final corner we go. And we are green and racing once more. Good reaction there from Bedrin. And he's going to get a great run to have a chance for second. It's a place that he's been trying to go for a while. Molnar covers the inside line. Bedrin sells the dummy. Dive bombs. Late on the brakes. Down the inside. And Nikita Bedrin goes through. And into second place. And now here comes Maxim Rem. Looking for the opportunity. Trying to squeeze out Molnar. And he's done it. He's moved up into third. So your top 3 now reads Deegan Fairclough. Then we find ourselves with Nikita Bedrin. And Maxim Rem is into the podium places. He's P3. So a great jump for him and a great opportunistic maneuver, and it's a shame it's falling apart for Martin Molnar, who's lost places, and now he's down to 4th, and Lucas Flusha is going to be hungry as well, also searching for an advantage as we make our way through. Then 5 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock to go. I'll make sure I add it for race number 2 tomorrow. For now, I'll do my best to make sure that I'm reading out the time for you as much as I can. That's the only disadvantage with the lip mic, that you don't really have hands-free to do things on the OBS that much. And also you can't completely put it down because I've not really got anyone on commentary alongside me right now. So yeah, we'll get it done for you tomorrow. We'll make sure that it's on for you. I did add it, but for some reason it's disappeared. Or something's gone on with it. Anyway, focus is on the race because that's what we're here for. So we're going to now watch the drivers come out of the final corner, and we'll continue to race with Flusha now hunting Molnar. Oh, that was a wide moment for Nikita Bedrin. So Bedrin going slightly wide. We had a moment earlier for Fairclough. We had a moment now for Bedrin. Does Flusha have an opportunity getting close, but can't get by into turn number 1? Always very special to see the attacking drives come in. The attacking maneuvers that we get to see so many times. This is not the easiest circuit to overtake at, but these drivers have proven so far that there is chances. You've just got to try and set it up right and go from there. But equally, because it's tight, because you've got a regional level championship racing around this circuit where the speeds are high, it's also close. there can eventually be contact like we saw Ferrari pulling a few moments ago. This has been a great drive for Deegan Fairclough. Took the lead at the start, pulled away, and then controlled the advantage ever since then. As there in the pit lane is Gonzalez. So that is Rodrigo Gonzalez who's in the pit lane, and he's not the only one. Lewis Gilbert's in as well. So has there been trouble for one of those, well, both of those drivers, possibly, may have had some trouble, I think. We'll have to wait and see what happened. But yeah, Lewis Gilbert and Rodrigo Gonzalez, a bit of a shame for them. 3 minutes and 30 seconds on, well, 3 minutes and 10 seconds, I should say, on the clock to go. And we will now race our way by through to the final 3 minutes of this one. Not long left in this one, so you've got to try and take the advantage and try and make some maneuvers. DRS wide open for Nikita Bedrin down towards turn 1. The DRS brings him closer, brings him closer once again. But he's right now at a distant gap. Bedrin's going to need something remarkable if he wants to take the victory in this one. He's going to need to attack and go on the charge very much so in the final stages. But we shall wait and see in terms of what we are going to get. As now the drivers attack through turn 4. Such a critical corner. If you mess it up, it can have big consequences. And it can usually mean that you come under threat from so many of the drivers who are waiting in behind. As now we make our way through this technical middle sector. This is where you have to do the hard work if you're Bedrin in terms of closing in. It's where you've got to do the hard work if you're Fairclough in terms of pulling away. As of yet, the gap is staying pretty much static. No one's being able to make any form of a maneuver. As they now get ready to charge through towards the next lap of the race. Bedrin, this is the closest that he's been so far. But he's still at a distant gap where he's got to do work. That's the difference. He has got to do work and he's got to go on the charge. We make our way then through towards the final turn. DRS will be enabled once again for the driver of Nikita Bedrin. Let's see whether he can go on the charge. This is going to be critical in the context of who wins this. So he's using this DRS to get close. He's not going to be able to make any form of a maneuver into the first turn, but he's going to get opportunities definitely coming his way later down the line. And now he's really trying to set this one up. But time is running out. We've only got a minute to go. So this very much could be the final tour of racing. It very much could be the final tour of racing as they make their way through. So that could have been the last chance for Deegan Fairclough, because we only got 50 seconds to go. Could be tight. We'll have to follow and see this. But for now, Fairclough doing an incredible job of just defending in the right places. And he's not really had to properly pull the car to the inside to go defensive. He's just had the control in this race. And it is absolutely fantastic to see. We are navigating our way to the final corners. 20 seconds to go. We're not going to be able to make it to the line in time, surely, from there. And it means that Deegan Fairclough survived the main opportunity that Nikita Bedrin would have had on this lap earlier on. And now the clock will tick down. It will reach 0. And it will be Deegan Fairclough who will make his way out of the final corner. A driver who has had so much bad luck in this championship across last year and the start of this year. But finally, this year, he's going to be going to the top step of the podium. Deegan Fairclough comes across the line to win in Budapest. Nikita Bedrin in second. Maxim Rem is in third. Martin Molnar is denied a home victory and even a home podium for him. What a shame. As we make our way over the line with the rest of the drivers. It was side by side over the line, in fact, between, that would have been Gonzalez, Patricio Gonzalez up against Jacob, and they finished basically level. Great to see some of the fighting further back. And what a great race we have just witnessed. Well done to everyone in the field on an absolutely incredible performance. And now we're going to put all eyes to tomorrow. That's the only race that we do today. And then it's all eyes to racing tomorrow. But Job is done for Deegan Fairclough, a winner last year, right to the end of last season after everything that he had gone through in terms of technical failures, etc., etc. Finally got the opportunity. This year, more struck at the start of the year, but finally, it's his time to go to the top step, and he will be celebrating victory because he's done a magnificent performance to get up there. And that is incredible to see. Well, that brings an end to GB3 around Hungary for today. As I said, we'll be back tomorrow for more racing. And what a brilliant race I think we had. Quite decent. A decent race around the Hungary Ring today. And that is where our coverage will come to a close because we've got so many races to do. We can't stay on air too long because guess what? It's all eyes and straight preparation towards the next. My thanks to everyone who has joined us. It has been a pleasure to have your company. Thank you very much for joining us here in the GB3 Championship, even though there was so much racing on. Thank you for choosing this as the race to watch. Hopefully it was entertaining. And if you found it entertaining, if you maybe didn't, if you maybe expected a bit more, who knows? We might get it tomorrow. Come back tomorrow for 2 races and then we'll be able to see what we're going to get. But until then, it is goodbye.